All right, so this is a good old Delta blues. I think blind Willie Johnson is the first one that recorded it. Sunhouse did a version of it. A host of others blues masters have done a version. I'm gonna do my version. Do it a little different. I drop it down in a minor key and play with the slide. But I hope you guys enjoy this. This is John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. God walked down the cool of the day, called Adam by his name. He refused to answer, he was naked and ashamed. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Christ had 12 disciples, 3 he led away. He said, watch for me 1 hour while I go yonder and pray. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Christ rose on Easter morning, Mary and Martha went down to see. He said, go tell my disciples, meet me in Galilee. Now tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, yeah, who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, yeah, who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Yeah, who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Good old Delta blues, nothing like it. Thanks for listening. Look forward to seeing y'all again.